Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Discover a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
Hi, this is Rob Benedict.
And I am Richard Spate. We were both on a little show you might know called Supernatural.
It had a pretty good run, 15 seasons, 327 episodes.
And though we have seen, of course, every episode many times, we figured, hey, now that we're wrapped, let's watch it all again.
And we can't do that alone, so we're inviting the cast and crew that made the show along for the ride. We've got writers, producers, composers, directors, and we'll of course have some actors on as well, including some certain guys that played some certain pretty iconic brothers.
It was kind of a little bit of a left field choice in the best way possible.
The note from Kripke was, he's great, we love him, but we're looking for like a really intelligent Duchovny type.
With 15 seasons to explore, it's going to be the road trip of several lifetimes. So please join us and subscribe to Supernatural Then and Now.
I just got a text message from North Star Bison saying that my order has shipped.
Now, did I tell you I saw a Reddit post that was like life pro tip, which is one of my favorite subreddits. And they were like, get what's it called, an ice chest freezer, an ice whatever, and it was like they're just talking about like all of the great things and all of the cons. People were like, best thing that ever happened to me, and I was like, Melissa, are you infiltrating this for me?
I did realize though that the bottom drawer in my refrigerator, I can make it go to freezing, and if I put stuff in there that's already frozen, it will stay frozen. I can't put anything in there that like it won't to freeze, but it will stay frozen if I put it. So now I have more room. So that's why I have done this order. Wow. I'm getting bison hot dogs and we can enjoy them next Tuesday.
I will see you next Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. But this is fasting.
Sorry, I got hurt while fisting. That was my wrist.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to do that while you're fisting.
No, I hit an obstacle when fisting, and my wrist made contact with my new dining room chair. It's okay. I've survived.
But Fisting Friday, welcome.
Hey, Fisting Fridays, it's dangerous. Like, you have to know what you're getting into. Like, you don't know where those fists have been and where those fists are going.
Right.
Stay in the moment. These fists want you to stay in the present.
Yours is gonna be nice and warm though.
Yeah, they're getting a little too hot. I have these like new little fingy warmer things. And someone did say that I should be wary because the issue is with Raynaud's, you can't feel when you're cold, but you also can't always feel when something's too hot. The lack of circulation.
Can you adjust the temperature?
Yeah. But I also think it's just like a little bit of a stark difference because I'm like, oh, they're freezing. And then to this hot temperature, this is too hot, but it's getting comfy. It's like me in the shower. At first, I'm like, it can't be that hot. And then by the time that I'm out, I'm like, I told you that we got a new shower head.
Yes, you did.
My hair. Do you have a filter on your shower head?
No.
Melissa?
I know.
Melissa, my life is changed.
There's this chemist that I follow on TikTok, and he
is the one with the gap in his teeth.
Yeah, black guy.
Love him.
Yeah, and
you
I
know
think
how much I love a gap tooth bitch.
Yeah, and he is in California too, I believe. And he was talking about the filters the other day and talking about how his hair has never been better.
Melissa, my hair is like it's fucking easy as fuck when I wash my hair. My hair, the water penetrates my hair way quicker. It stays wet longer in the shower, and then when I it detangles in the shower easier. When it dries better. It dries, like, it doesn't dry as, like, what's it called? Wet frizz or whatever. Like, not getting any of that. Like, and then my hair stayed clean longer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was easy.
Yep.
I love it. And it's gold. It's chic. I got a rainfall shower head too. It gave me an excuse to get a new shower head. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well,
welcome to Fisting Friday.
If you're new here, you're lost. Please go to the
with
episode
love. You're lost.
Yeah,
like, we're not trying to ostracize you.
No, we just want you to be in the know and not confused. This is a show where we read the results from a previous episode, and if you haven't listened to a previous episode, you're gonna be like, what are they talking about? So go listen to a previous episode.
We are going to be reading the results from last week, episode 64 of But Am I Wrong? So you are too late to vote for this episode, obviously, but you are definitely not too late to vote for this week's episode because chances are it's not even up yet.
Right.
So they go up between Friday and Monday. And the best way to know that they're up is you're following our Instagram and then you have notifications on. You check those highlights. Shall we get into the results? Episode 64, first up was me. And my hot take, lukewarm take, was that jobs should have maintenance/admin days. 1% said I was wrong. 99% said I was not wrong. And a couple people wrote in. Sorry, I just played a slideshow of Mott's as a baby and I tried to click out of it.
Does he look the exact same? Like, I just imagine an adult face on a baby.
No, he like did kind of have it. And like I will say he definitely had a baby face growing up. And like, I'm not a baby face. I'm not into that. But he was really fucking adorable. Okay, so someone said, my work is kind of doing this now. We have no meeting Fridays, and depending on your manager, they don't mind if you wrap up early and take a half day. Plus, any appointments can be on work days just as long as you find someone to cover while you're away, taking some of the stress off them. Not perfect, but a step in the right direction. And then someone else said, the company I work for implemented Flex Fridays. Ask them if they want to change it to Fisting Friday, where 2 Fridays per month are supposed to be hardworking days, and the other 2 Fridays we can take off or schedule appointments, or it's up to us how we use that time. This has been great because I've been taking these days to work from home, which is nice, but I still haven't taken a Friday off because I feel guilty doing it. It's also a tough one. It's also tough when not everyone is on the same page. Some of my coworkers are working longer hours during the week to earn their every other Friday off, while others aren't doing that. I'm hoping the company can clarify their expectations and I can overcome my guilt of taking a Friday off if I need it. I want these Fridays off without feeling guilty. That I think is so legitimate. Like I was talking to someone about like their job and like their like leaves of absences that they have, and that like, you know, legally it's protected and they have to like, they can do these things, but like socially, like it's unacceptable. Like no one does it. And so it was like, well, if one person did it, that would make everyone wants to do it, but no one has, even though legally we have to be able to, and we are technically able to. And when one person does it, then the rest of people will follow suit. But it's just like, it takes the first person like setting that expectation, because, you know, it's there's a lot of guilt built into it. Unwarranted guilt, but you shouldn't feel guilty, but it makes sense. They're designed to feel guilty.
Right. All right. Next, we've got who's wrong? Me. And I said God is a cis man. 5% said that I was wrong. 95% said I was not wrong. Someone said, I think Melissa's wrong because God to me is a force of energy that is beyond gender or sex. But yes, if God were a uterus having entity, then periods would not be what they are. So Melissa's not wrong. I'm Muslim, by the way.
I guess.
Yeah. I agree with that. No, do I actually think God is a man? No, but because of period pains, I would like to make the argument.
Okay, then next up we have writer number 1 versus the boyfriend who wants the writer to recreate a sexy pic like his ex. I'm not over this, Melissa.
Me either.
I'm not okay. Look,
your throat is like, no, we have to reject you even talking about this.
No, like it's coming out of me. Like I cannot. I like never stop thinking about this. I told Mods about it. Like I won't stop talking about it. Like I've never been the same ever since this, and I'm glad that we're all on the same page because only 1% said the writer is wrong. 99% said the boyfriend is wrong. I think everybody who said the writer was wrong voted wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to hear from you. Like, how are you?
Right. You're talking about the writer, not the people that voted wrong.
No, the writer. How are you?
How's your relationship?
Do your friends know in real life this?
As a podcast network, our first priority has always been audio and the stories we're able to share with you. But at Realm, we also sell some pretty cool merch, and organizing that was made both possible and easy with Shopify. When you think about successful businesses like Aloe or Allbirds or Skims, an often overlooked secret is the business behind the business that makes selling and, for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. That's because nobody does selling better than Shopify. It's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret secret that's definitely worth talking about is that Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%. That's more happy customers and way more sales going. If you're hoping to grow your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
Because, like, where are they? You know? Like, did you tell your friend? Who knows? Is it just us who knows about this? Because, like, you need to tell your fire sign friend. You need to tell your Leo friend, because if you're not going to chew them out.
Your Aquarius friend will do something sneaky, though.
Oh, yeah. No. You need a dynamic duo in there. Mm-hmm. So the Aquarius friend will do some, if they're into witchy shit, they'll do some witchy shit. Or if not, they'll do some, like, they'll subtly and meticulously ruin their life without a trace of proof and evidence. And then your Leo friend will rip them to shreds in a public forum.
Yeah. Huh. All right, then we've got writer number 2 versus Sister Robin's boyfriend Ted, who wants to come to grandmother's headstone unveiling and writer's graduation. 3% said the writer is wrong. 97% said Robin and Ted are wrong.
Okay, then we have writer number 3 and Marco versus their classmate who... This is my fault because you didn't even write this whole thing. You only said versus... You said writer and Marco, and that's all you wrote. And then I was like, okay.
Oh, yeah, I was going to come back to it. And you didn't. Forgot.
But, so I can't even blame this on you. I think I copy and pasted it from the notes on the description of the podcast. And then I don't think I conjugated everything right. Okay. And Marco, writer number 3 and Marco versus their classmate who didn't want them to report a teacher for being racist. 1% said writer and Marco are wrong. 99% said the classmates are wrong.
All right, then we've got writer number 4 versus boyfriend.
You're a fucking troll. Did you see? But you know how you voted.
I don't remember. Boyfriend is coming back from deployment and is going to hang out with friend without the writer. 90% said the writer is wrong. 10% said the boyfriend is wrong.
Do you think this picture was a little...
I didn't say the writer was wrong.
In what?
This one.
No, the last one. You said writer and Marco are wrong.
Oh, yeah, because they also said if they, like, signed everybody's name from the class. That's what I did think that they were wrong about.
I thought you were just trolling because there's only, like, 2 votes and you're one of them.
No.
Okay.
For the whole statement of what the thing was about.
Sometimes you just like it to be like, so I'll see it if it's you.
Yeah.
If there's
no. I do believe, like, if they do for the whole, like, if we take the statement as a, I'm just saying for the listeners, the statement as a whole was if they, like, signed it from the class, and I don't think that you should do that.
I agree with you. Do you think the picture I did for this one is a little too mean? With Kermit looking out the window.
No.
Okay.
So 90% said the writer is wrong. 10% said the boyfriend is wrong.
I'm not shocked.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'll say. Okay, then we have my wrong of the week. I nominated Ruby Sampson. And 100% said turfs are wrong. And 0% of people aligned themselves with the other option, which was I'm transphobic. So you know, good job. I'm not going to applaud a fish for swimming, but I'm going to say, you know, even if you are transphobic, maybe you accidentally manifested yourself that you're no longer transphobic because the power of clicking that
changes everything.
Truly. So someone responded to this and said, literally, as soon as Meghan read the original article, I immediately knew that the woman in the bathroom said, I'm going to dry my hands on my pants. And I'm certain the quote-unquote journalist who wrote the article knew that too, but decided to intentionally run with her distorted version of the story because it fit her transphobic narrative. Exactly. Like, it's one of those things where, like, you can all finish the sentence there.
Like no one says, I'm going to dry my hand on my dick.
They're not absorbent.
Who would say that?
Also, like, I'm going to
undo my pants and then just wave my hand and also, might get aroused from it. Like, and then I'm walking around with a chub.
And also, we have to assume that, like, the only way you're going to do that, like, you're uncircumcised. You need, exactly, like, you need to have some accoutrements along with the shaft. Like, that's because, and also, like, what's the surface area of this? And also, I'm gonna get cold down there. That's like being like, oh,
and then it's gonna be wet, and I'm gonna put my pants back on. And I'm just gonna be walking around with a wet crotch.
Yeah, it's like, it's the same thing of being like, someone hands you a key and goes, don't move this. You're like, okay, I'm gonna swallow it, or I'm gonna like stick it inside of my vagina. Like, oh, I'll put it in my pocket, and it goes, oh, I'll put it in my pussy. What?
Yeah.
Also, that's actually funny, but like, I mean,
you know, pocket pussy is a thing.
I'd say it depending on the audience, but like. That's because, like, that's funny. And I says it's not the same thing. But you know what I mean? Like, it's just, like, it's truly one of those things that it's like, oh, I can't even, there's part of me that, like, I know transphobes will, like, come up with, like, they just write stories. They come up with any fucking story to align themselves with, and, like, their audience will do that. But there are some times in, like, leftist or liberal spaces where I will just be like, okay, everyone, please don't do this. You've construed this thing too hard, and, like, this is the wrong thing. We're going after the wrong thing or whatever. Or it's like when people would get on calling, like, Trump, like, he's, like, a worthless, like, fat ass or something like that. And I'm like, no, there's so much worse things. But this, like, I think that I'm shocked that, I'm not shocked, but, like, there has to be some people who are like, okay, well, I'm transphobic as fuck, but, like, that just seems like a misunderstanding.
Right.
Like, this feels like a little too obvious. Let's be a little more sneaky with our transphobia. Okay? Ugh.
And then we've got Wrong of the Week, Raquel Avita Saraswati. Who's wrong? 100% said Rachel is wrong. 0% said Rachel is not wrong. And somebody wrote in and was like, can you talk about this? And I was like, already done and recorded.
Well, someone also said, like, they're like looking at this picture and they were like, this is
white woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
In my Schmidt voice.
A white woman? A white man? No! I love him. I want to rewatch it. I was like, Mox, we should rewatch it again. He goes, we literally just finished it. And that's
I
when we
need y'all
Scandal.
to catch up on Ave Elementary.
I keep telling him that, and he just keeps wanting to watch depressing fucking shit. He's when I tell you, he, like, can't stop watching Scandal. Like,
I don't know how he sits and watches episode after. Like, that, it, to me, is not a bingeable show.
Melissa, we're already at the fucking fake hostage, you know, in, like, I know. I was like, bitch, we got, as soon as I'm like 99% sure that started happening. I was like, are we already here? Like, this is impressive. He's also, like, all he does, he walks around the house going, your friend Fitz. And he goes, Olivia. And I, like, have helped him perfect his Eli impersonation, because at first he was just being loud, and I go, bitch, this is a man of the theater. No, I need you to enunciate.
There's a difference between being loud and projecting. Yes.
I keep telling him that. I was like, diaphragm, and I need you to hit every fucking consonant. Like, he pronounces everything in, like, you and see there's like a
roll.
Mouth.
There's a roll on every word too.
You know who I would always would die to see do a scene together, and I think they would love to do it too, because they're
Kiki.
both theater. Well, that would be great. No, but both theater-wise would be Melly and Eli / Rowan. Like, because they both have, like, they're acting with every fiber of their being, but they're really acting with their voice. You know? And I'm just like, oh yeah, this is, like, he goes, Olivia. And I was like, this man, like, if you didn't hear him, you could lip read so fucking, he's every letter.
Yeah.
Spelling it out with his mouth. He goes, your body fits. My favorite though is we just had this scene where she's like, "Are you a bitch, baby?" He's like, "I'm not a little bitch, baby."
That's a Shonda thing though, because they do it on Grey's Anatomy too. Bitch baby is like a Shonda thing.
I was waiting for us to get to that scene, and Munch just went, "Bitch baby." I go, "Just wait. This is just bitch baby."
I think I have a whole tweet about it. I'd have to look back, but yeah, I was going around calling people bitch babies.
We love her. Okay.
You had something about Scandoval.
Scandoval? Oh, Scandoval. I was like, a scandal. So yeah, I know we talked last episode on the Tom Sandoval Raquel aptly named the Scandoval. So I'm so fucking invested, everyone, and I wanted to give some updates. And I don't know if this information was out when we recorded the podcast last time, or if I forgot to say it, or if it came out afterwards. But there's like more shit. So I did listen to Danny Pellegrino on the car ride home, and my entire fucking TikTok For You page is people being like, "Did you know Tony Goldman is a nepo baby?" And then the other half is like, "No, look at this Vanderpump Rules." Like, that's literally all I fucking seen. Like, I'm caught up on these people who are pop culture. I don't even fucking follow them, but like, my search is literally that. Like, I have consumed everything there is about this. I listened to the Vanderpump casts, all of their podcasts, like on this.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
I didn't even skip the ads because I was just like, whatever. I was invested. So, two key things that I didn't touch on. They had matching lightning bolt necklaces that they've worn to like be an indicator and a show of their love. And people have scrolled back on their Instagram, and it's like pretty clear that this is more than a year that this has been going on. Not 7 months.
Who are you talking about? They?
Tom and Raquel.
Rachel.
Tom and you're so sorry. Tom.
Everybody
and Rachel.
in the subreddit are calling her Rachel.
No, like Raquel is dead. Like Raquel never existed. Raquel was a figment of her imagination. No, like they had matching lightning bolt necklaces, which is like to show each other that like, oh, like we're thinking of you. Like, and so they're wearing them in their fucking Instagram pictures. She's like has Instagram captions that's like couldn't.
With something like 5 million podcasts, finding a really good one can take a ton of time. So let me recommend one. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in each episode, we discuss topics that can be really helpful, like how to read people better, the psychology of crowds, or fun things like the story of Legos, or why you probably wouldn't be here if it weren't for horses. Something You Should Know is the name of it, wherever you get your podcasts.
Think of a good caption to do. So like, I'm just going to put this. And it was the magic 8-ball. And then it was like a heart and a boy and a lightning bolt. And it's like, so the implication is you're predicting that there's going to be a love with Tom Sandoval, because this is like, you're dropping these like fucking Easter egg Taylor Swift level hints to this. Actually, Taylor Swift emojis are a little bit more. Actually, no, they're both very straightforward emojis where we read too much into Taylor's. But no, Rachel's was pretty simple, point blank there. And then he dressed up as Rachel for Halloween this year. And they're like at a Halloween party, and like he's with his long-term girlfriend who's basically his wife because they own property together. They're common law married, been together for 10 years. And he dressed up as Rachel for Halloween. Like, you couldn't be more obvious about any of it. And there's this goddamn fucking clip of this like past episode of Vanderpump Rules, which not the most recent episode as we're recording, where Lala, who is just one of Ariana, the woman who he cheated on, just one of her friends, and she's like in the social circle. She fucking has hated.
Lala's been part of the cast.
And I was gonna say, so she's not a part of this. For anyone who doesn't know, because some people are like, I only learned this recently. Lala's always hated Rachel because she hated James, but it's like a love-hate kind of thing. And James is her ex. So there's like one point where like Lala makes some comment about like, oh, like don't steal my man or something. And Rachel was like, you don't even have a man for me to steal. Like, I couldn't steal your man. You don't have a man for me to steal. And like, this is before any of this is out, that like this has happened. And then I almost said Andy Samberg. Andy Cohen went on his podcast and was like, the next episode of Vanderpump Rules, which comes out the week that we're recording this, and I'm losing my shit. I'm fucking excited. So it came out, I think, yesterday. Was like, you're going to think that the episode was re-edited. Because they had said, like, we're going to go back and look at the footage because they basically just keep rolling. And, like, this is an existing friend group. And that's, I guess, why the show's been so successful for so long that, like, these relationships are all, like, established. And so, like, everyone's incredibly comfortable with each other. And, like, they filmed for a very long time. So they had mentioned that they're, like, going to go back and look at footage and see if there's things that they missed. And they were like, this episode was done, like, edited before we, like, even knew any of this. And, like, we looked at it and, like, there's nothing to, like, you're going to think we re-edited it. He's like, it's insane. Like, know that we didn't fucking touch this episode. Like, I, like, QR approved this episode, like the week before all of this came out. And we didn't even need to add any, like, there's nothing to add. Like, this is, like, it's insane. And I'm like, oh my God, like, what the fuck is this going to be? And I just, like, can't wait. Like, Ariana is at a friend's wedding. She was in Mexico. She's, like, photographed looking absolutely beautiful, like, dancing in the street in a gorgeous dress, like, looking amazing. And Tom Sandoval is with, now, you want to say, now I officially have a gap tooth bitch who I can't fucking stand. That little gap tooth bitch. And I need a different word because bitch is that's the favorable. Gap tooth douche. No, gap tooth dick. And I also misspoke. Do you know what this man looks like?
Yeah. He looks scary, to be honest.
He looks like Swipe or No Swiping personified. So I did misspeak when I said he had a Journey cover band. I do think what I said was pretty funny. But turns out the truth is, like, funnier. I don't think he specifically goes for Journey songs, but he sang the song Jesse's Girl, Stacy's Mom, or Jesse's Girl.
That's two different songs, but Jessie Girl is sang by a wonderful actor who got his starts on General Hospital.
Oh God, it all comes back to
played
General Hospital.
my favorite character's husband's father, but also in a made-for-TV movie, he also played her dad in another thing. So,
okay.
But anyway,
I love that for you. But
I have to have a General Hospital reference in anything
for our
Rick Springfield. Is
less than 5-10 people who are also just as avidly like caught up and fans. No, but it was instead of Stacy's mom, he switched. He changed her to Schwartz's mom, which is like his other Tom. And then also Lisa Vanderpump said that she was surprised that he had an affair with Rachel. And she also revealed that she's pretty sure that she wrote Rachel on her job application and not Raquel. And she said that she was surprised about the affair because she would have thought it would have been Tom and Tom.
Well, she's been saying that for years.
I think a lot of people have been saying that for years. And it's just, here's the thing, like misogyny, and I mean, it goes hand in hand with biphobia as misogyny, but like it will prevail because like this man did the worst thing you could fucking do. This is awful, absolutely horrible and awful. And there are still middle-aged white women from Omaha who are commenting being like, well, Ariana's a lesbian, so you can't blame him. And it's like, what? First of all, bi erasure, biphobia. She's bi. And he is in a relationship with someone who's bi. He outed her on the show. And she didn't want to get married, and she isn't sure if she really wants to have kids. And he signed up for that. But if that was a woman with a man, it's like, well, you knew, sweetie, that he didn't want to get married and didn't want to have kids. Like, that's all on you. And I'm like, so literally this man can do the worst thing ever, and you're still going to find a way to be like, how can I be biphobic and hate women in all of this? And I'm like, and also Rachel and Tom are currently still together. Apparently Tom has shown, they filmed all together, like a sat down talk through. Apparently he is showing absolutely no remorse. He's blaming Ariana for the whole thing. And he's saying like the worst, like it's the most like the fact that this man is like almost 40. By the way, he's been lying about his age this whole time. So he's like almost fucking 40. And
that's why I said
that's what
last
you said.
Week. I was like, I know nothing about him, but like just looking at him, I was like, that is a 4-year-old man.
When I tell you, you clocked it, because like when I think I read his age and you're like, that man's 40. And I was like, well, it says here. No, everybody has finally deduced this. It's like, this is not true. He's been lying about his age. He's like blaming her. And in the most like middle school, high school, college douchebag fucking Chad of it all. Like he's like, well, like I couldn't break up with you because like you were like really depressed and stuff. And like, God, I've literally had someone in my life who like blamed like their treatment of me and like fucking like, well, you were really like, you know, you were really depressed. Like, and like her grandma died, her dog died. She had like all of these horrible things. Like, and like, you know, so like if you didn't have all of that, like I would have like told you. But it's like, it's not even like you were trying to break up with her. It was like, well, I would have told you I was having an affair if like you hadn't been depressed. And it's like, are you fucking kidding? But I will say it seems like there's a lot of long-standing, like these relationships have gone through a lot, like especially with the women together. And they have all been able to like put aside their differences, and they were all like showing up there for her. And like a lot of them don't get along with each other. And they've all made statements like on their podcast being like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's like water under the bridge. Like we literally don't care. Like it's not like we can't be in the same room together. Like we're on text threads, like we're talking, we're like helping, like we're coordinating things. Like it's just, none of it matters. Like none of it's nearly as important as this. And I think that it's great. Also, another thing, the black eye that Rachel has, a lot of people, and some people who are close with her and close with Sheena are like, bitch, stop lying. Like, you know, this is not from this. Like, she did not put a hand on you. Not that she wouldn't, but like she did.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey, y'all. I'm JJ.
Hey, guys. It's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast, where we bring on guests to share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to like speak of them or talk about them or in any way like portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. Like it would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.
And like, why are you lying about this? And some people are showing photos that like clearly shows that that's like just a thing that she has under her eye. And like the cut on her in her eyebrow, Sheena has long ass nails. She wouldn't be able to punch her. And like the angle of it, people are getting very forensic-y, and they're like, the angle of it, but that would also imply that she lied to in getting a restraining order, which she got a restraining order against Sheena, which everyone thinks is just so she can avoid going to the reunion. But everyone's like, well, Sheena will just be virtual and Rachel will be there. But yeah, they like shot together and they're still together. From what I've seen from, again, as not someone who's been a fan of the show, but as someone who's been like following lots of people who are fans of the show, no one thinks, some fans have called for Tom and Rachel to get kicked off. It's never going to happen. Like, this is reality TV. Like, the producers are stoked. Like, no. But a lot of people have said that this could be a catalyst for Ariana to leave the show. And like, if her and Tom had broken up, everyone was like, the only reason why she's still on the show is because she's with Tom. Like, she's just kind of, I don't want to say above it because that sounds like hoity-toity, like nose up at it, but like,
it's just not her thing.
From like a third party perspective, like, I don't think that she thinks she's above it, but I think everybody can like factually look at her and go, she's way better than this. Like, she doesn't need this. Like, this isn't like, she's very much emotionally mature, like, you know, intelligent and good communication. She probably wouldn't be friends with all these people and dealing with these relationships if it wasn't her job. So people are like, she probably could leave this show and has like all of the support of like so many people behind her. And she has like her own ventures and she has all this other stuff. So a lot of people are thinking that she might leave the show, and her and the other wife who is getting divorced, who then was the cover up for this, the other Tom, Katie, it's Katie and Ariana. Those are the two women who got fucked over. They are starting a sandwich shop, and everyone's like, please call it Better Halves. And everyone's like, well, maybe they will have their own like spin-off show where it's them. So they're still a part of the universe, but not filming with them.
Oh, you know, Lisa Vanderpump's already.
But
she's already orchestrating what the next one will be.
And a lot of people don't like. Ariana's a fan favorite. Katie is not. But holy fucking shit. I saw a clip. It was like about why Katie and Tom Schwartz broke up. And it was like, you know, talking about how like things that accumulated over time. But there's this clip of him talking to her at a party. And holy fucking shit, the way he speaks to her. Like, she's like saying, basically what they do is they quote unquote pull a prank. This is like 2020, relatively like mid to like later pandemic. But this is like post George Floyd, and they pull a quote unquote prank where they have police come and arrest one of the guys, and it's like supposed to be really funny, and like these two girls, they're like panicking, they're like freaking the fuck out, and they're like, what did he do? And they're like, oh no, it's like something vandalism, it's like him getting framed for something he didn't do. And they're all laughing, and she was just like, ah. And they were like, why aren't you laughing? She's like, I just think it's kind of like in poor taste, like especially for like timing wise, like I don't think it's funny. And they're like, well, it is funny. She goes, well, you're totally entitled to think it's funny. Like that's why I don't think it's funny. And like, that's why I think it's in really poor taste. Like that really scared us. And like, you know, this would have been a very different outcome for a lot of people. Like this isn't a joking matter. And like, we're on TV, and like, I just don't think it's okay. And he just goes, no, I don't think it's okay. And she's like, what? And he just starts mocking her. And then he goes, just shut the fuck up. Like, this is why I don't have sex with her anymore. Like, I'm so fucking unattracted to you. Like, I'm dry as fuck. Like, oh my God, fuck off. And even the guys are like, dude, stop. And they're trying to get him to stop. And he like won't. He just keeps going off on her, like fucking following her, saying this nasty, vile shit to her. And only like most of the guys are trying to get him to stop, like from like a bro sense. And only one guy is like standing next to her being like, holy fucking shit, you can't talk to her like that. Like, do you talk to her? Does he talk to you like that? And like, he's like, shut the fuck up, you wet blanket. And I was like, if I was any of the other like women there and I was not married or dating the one who was like standing next to the woman saying like, do you talk to her like this? I would be like, divorce. Break up immediately. Like, and he's supposed to be the quote unquote good Tom. And they're like, he's such a nice guy. He gets away with everything. I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like, I don't even want to hear you speak. Your voice is so fucking annoying. I'm like, I don't care what she did ever. Like ever. And so now I'm on their sides. I need to, like, this show is enticing. And that girl, Sheena, she was in the Jonas Brothers TV show. She played the pizza girl. It's crazy. And Stassi, she was on The Amazing Race with her family. Like, these are people who want to make it in LA. And I have to say, there's something hilarious about that because these people exist in LA.
Yep.
You know? Anyways.
All right.
That's your Vanderpump Rules recap from somebody who has never watched the TV show. But that will change this week.
Thank you, Megan.
You're welcome. I'm a Bravo celebrity. Okay. Well, we'll fist you next Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Welcome to the small town of Chinook, where faith runs deep and secrets run deeper. In this new thriller, religion and crime collide when a gruesome murder rocks the isolated Montana community. Everyone is quick to point their fingers at a drug-addicted teenager, but local deputy Ruth Vogel isn't convinced. She suspects connections to a powerful religious group. Enter federal agent V.B. Lauro, who has been investigating a local church for possible criminal activity. The pair form an unlikely partnership to catch the killer, unearthing secrets that leave Ruth torn between her duty to the law, her religious convictions, and her very own family. But something more sinister than murder is afoot, and someone is watching Ruth.
Chinook, starring Kelly Marie Tran and Sanaa Lathan. Listen to Chinook wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, a founder of the Go Kid Go Network. At Go Kid Go, putting kids first is at the heart of every show that we produce. That's why we're so excited to introduce a brand new show to our network called The Search for the Silver Lining, a fantasy adventure series about a spirited young girl named Isla who time travels to the mythical land of Camelot. Look for The Search for the Silver Lining on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.